What's up YouTube, it's Zapdos TCG here and welcome back to our TCG deck profile video. Today on the list we have Mew and Mewtwo Tag Team GX. You know, the one with the perfection ability. But before we get this video on the roll, I want to give a huge shout out to OMNIPOKE, aka Joe from OMNIPOKE, because he actually came up with the list. I just have a little bit of my personal tweaks here and there because Mew and Mewtwo Tag Team GX is just so versatile. We have the perfection ability, which makes sure that Mew and Mewtwo can use any attacks from our GXs on the bench or in the discard pile. And we're definitely gonna get them in the discard pile very quickly thanks to all the cards I'm gonna explain in this deck profile video. We also have, of course, an attack, Miraculous Duo GX, which deals 200 damage, and if this Pokemon has at least an extra energy attached to it, we can actually heal all damage from all of our Pokemon. Since this list runs on a Welder engine and 4 Rainbow Energies, we don't use this attack very often. We typically want to get all of our powerful GXs in the discard pile so we can start copying those really insane moves. So to start this list off, we're gonna be running 3 copies of the Mew and Mewtwo Tag Team GX. This is our main attacker. The main weakness it has is Power Plant, but we do have a sufficient amount of Stadium cards in our list to counteract against those pesky Power Plants. That's the only way our ability gets shut down. And Mew and Mewtwo just wants to shut down, actually wants to use all the attacks of the GX, so being locked out of that will definitely hurt. But that's why we also have 2 copies of Reshiram. We already got familiar with Reshiram and saw a huge amount of tournament success already. And yeah, if Mew and Mewtwo is locked off its ability, we can still even use the Flare Strike. We use a Welder engine, so that's why it's so good. Next up, we're gonna talk about the Tag Team GXs, or actually the GXs in general. We're gonna be putting in our deck so we can copy the moves. So first up is gonna be Solgaleo, the promo one with of course the Turbo Strike. This is an insane Pokemon. Too bad it's a stage 2. Now it's very good because we can copy that attack with only 2 energies. So we just put this in the discard pile and we can start using Turbo Strike with Mewtwo for a single Welder. So that's awesome. That's what we're gonna run. And not only are we gonna accelerate energies to the bench, that means another Mewtwo can get stacked with energies. Maybe a Reshiram on the bench can get energies. That's why it's so good. Definitely against one price attacking decks, we can start using Turbo Strike. Most of the times we can get the KO while also accelerating energies. Next card is going to be Incineroar GX. I recently pulled this. If you check out my Facebook page, you already know what pack. If I buy packs, you see what I'm pulling. So this is an amazing Tag Team GX, a regular GX. Well, we're using it for its, of course, Crushing Punch, which can discard special energies, but also for the Darkest Tornado GX. This dishes out 10 damage plus 50 more for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So if this is in the discard pile, and our Mew and Mewtwo got damaged and it's not knocked out, we'll definitely get a 1-hit KO, so that's why Incineroar GX is in here. I saw that Joe from OMNIPOKE also played like the Greninja with Haste Slash that shuffles itself back in the deck, if I had to guess. The one from Forbidden Light. We are not gonna run that. We're gonna be getting all the damage on ourselves and then retaliate with, of course, the Darkest Tornado GX. Next up is gonna be Altaria, kind of a staple if I had to say. Because with the Bright Stone, we're just gonna attach a Rainbow Energy, use Welder, and then Mewtwo and Mew Tag Team GX can copy the attack of the Altaria GX in the discard pile. And with Bright Stone, we will be able to just dish damage, and the opponent, yeah, we will be invincible for GXs during the opponent's next turn. So that's why it's so good. And with the reduction of course, gusting cards like Guzma, we will be in a fine situation. Next up is gonna be the Greninja GX, the promo one from the Detective Pikachu movie. We are gonna put it in here for the Mist Slash. Why is that? Sometimes Keldeo GX will come in our way, or maybe the opponent will use the attack of Altaria GX and then the mirror match. That's why Mist Slash is gonna be so fantastic. For only 2 energies we can dish 130 damage, but also we are going to be able to just, yeah, go through any effects. That means we can go through that effect of a Keldeo GX, the Holy Heart ability. We can go through the attack of opposing Altaria GX. It's going to be fantastic putting this in. Definitely, otherwise we don't have an answer against it. Also, it helps out against Latios GX, which also uses an attack similar to just block some damage. Next up, Dragonite GX. This is going to be in here for the Sky Judgment, dishing out 270. That is also a 1-hit KO. So we have potential ways to go about this. We can receive damage on our Mew and Mewtwo, start using that Darkest Tornado GX. That is an option we can go for. Or we can just start using the Solgaleo, Turbo Strike, and then get energies on the bench so we can finish the job with Sky Judgment with a fully powered Mewtwo or whatever. It's yeah, we are accelerate energies too, so that's why it's also in here. So those are our 5 Pokemon we're putting in the discard pile. You can run all other copies. There's gonna also be people that run the Sunsteel Strike Solgaleo, or people that run the Greninja GX for Forbidden Light. Maybe people try out Naganadel and you could try using that GX move. What was it again? Yeah, you know, the one that just puts both players to 3 prize cards. What is it again? Oh, I had to just... Yeah, you know the Naganadel with the Beast Raid attack. It has that, of course. GX, Stinger GX. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, you can also put that in the deck if you want to copy that attack, because it is just for 3 cardless energies. Moving forward, we're also going to be putting in Jirachi GX for the Psychic Zone. That means every Pokemon in play doesn't have a Psychic weakness anymore. This is just to protect our Mew and Mewtwo Tag Team GX, because weakness to Psychic might be pesky with the Giratinas lurking in the shadows in every Malamar deck. Also, I did mention that Beast Box becomes a little bit better, so that means Naganadel is also a Psychic type. You definitely want protection against that. And then for consistency purposes, we're gonna have 2 Dedenne GX, since this list will be mainly focused on Cherish Balls, so that's why we can just discard all of our Pokemon. You see right here, you can use a Dedenne, bam, they're all gone. That's why it's so awesome. It also gets you out of nasty situations if you get reset stamped. Then 3 Jirachis. There's gonna be a list based on Jirachis, so we can get, of course, consistency going along with Stellar Wish, and then 1 copy of the Mew from Unbroken Bonds, so we can block all the damage done to our bench Pokemon, because Dedenne GX is something we'll use a lot, and against things like Pikarom, they are definitely going to be using Tag Bolt GX, and then our Dedenne dies instantly, so that's something we want to prevent here. Moving forward to the supporters. 4 copies of Welder. I did mention this is a Welder based deck, so we're going to be running 4 copies of Welder. Next up, we're going to be running 3 copies of Hapu. This is a new supporter from Unified Minds. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck, choose 2 of them and put the rest in the discard pile. With all these different types of GXs in the deck, together with the Dedenne and of course the Cherish Balls, which we're going to talk about later, getting those in the discard pile will be very easy. Not only that, you just smack down a Hapu early game and bam, you're definitely going to have a hit to just get them in the discard pile. Not only that, you can get whatever you please from those top 6 cards. So 3 copies of that, and then 3 copies of Cynthia. This is just a consistent draw supporter, so we're definitely going to be running 3 copies of that. So now we're done with the supporters. We got the Pokemon up and rolling. Next up, we're going to talk about the item cards. We are going to be running 4 copies of Acro Bike. Acro Bike will be necessary to just get, of course, those Pokemon. You have a chance of getting them in the discard pile, but also to speed up the deck. We still have things to recover fire energies. We have the Turbo Strike attack of Solgaleo, but we also have Fire Crystal, which we're going to talk about later. So Acro Bike makes the deck way quicker than it should be, so that's going to be fantastic in a quick meta game like this. Next up, very obvious, we're going to be running 4 copies of the Cherish Ball. We can search our deck for any GX we want. Oh, we don't have draw support, we get the Dedenne. Oh, we have a weakness to Psychic, we get out Jirachi. Oh, I just happen to have like a discarding card like the Dedenne already in the hand. We just use Cherish Ball, get a Pokemon I want in the discard pile, and then smack down the Dedenne, so it's in the discard pile. Oh, I want an attacker on board? Well, get your Reshiram or Mew and Mewtwo Tag Team GX. 4 copies of Cherish Ball. We don't have Nest Ball, doesn't matter, this is a heavy base GX deck. Next up, 4 copies of the Custom Catcher. Without Guzman the format, this is our main way of gusting, so we're gonna be running 4 copies of that to target the opponent down and just get whatever we want. Oh, they have like a Dedenne on board. We gust that up and we just destroy it instantly with things like the Flare Strike of a Charizard or whatever. You definitely want to go after those one-hit KOs. As another example, yeah, you can just also gust up something that you want to KO, and afterwards you can just get energies on the board thanks, of course, to the Solgaleo, so the attack, Turbo Strike, and then finish the job with the attack of Dragonite, for instance. Everything is possible in a deck like this, so very versatile. 4 copies of that. Then to recover some energies, 2 copies of the Fire Crystal. Sometimes we burn through energies a lot quicker than we want to, so that's why we can recover them. And if they are in the discard pile, we use Fire Crystal. We can use, of course, the Welder once again. For switching cards, 2 switches. We are running a Jirachi based deck, so we definitely want to have some switches in our deck. 2 switches and 2 escape board will happily be equipped to the Jirachi, so we can get out of that position. Stellar Wish will most of the time get us a supporter of choice. We can have Acro Bike to just speed up the deck. Jirachi can also find a custom catcher, so we can gust whatever we want, so it's gonna be fantastic. Next is gonna be 2 Giant Furnace, aka Big Oven, whatever you want to translate this card. It's gonna be fantastic. It is a stadium card to, of course, get fire energies from the deck immediately. We discard 1 card from the hand. That could be one of those big tag team GX, these big GXs, stage 2s, we can just put them in a discard pile with Giant Furnace and start using them immediately. We get 2 fire energies in process, and then with Welder, boom, Mew and Mewtwo tag team GX is already starting to just looking very fine. Okay, 2 copies of that. Then 1 copy of the Heat Factory Prism Star. This is just consistency, one of the best cards in every fire deck, so you can just discard a fire energy, get 3 cards in the process. And the thing here, I want to give a little tip here. If you're playing against a deck that might have a power plant, wait until they drop it down before you just smack down any of your stadium cards. You have 3 stadium cards. If you are not the first to smack down a stadium card, you most of the time will win the stadium war. And with things like Jirachi, which can find, of course, your stadiums from time to time, and Acro Bike, you're definitely going to find the stadiums when the opponent smacks down power plant. Not only that, if the opponent smacks down power plant, we have Reshiram to counteract with that, so we're not even afraid too much. Then for the energies, 4 rainbow energies. Here we go, and to finish the job, we're gonna have 8 fire energies. Regular fire energies that are gonna be necessary to abuse Welder. So this is the list. As mentioned, a big shout out to Joe from OMNIPOKE. Definitely check out his channel. He also has a lot of great content on there. So this is gonna be my revised list for the Mew and Mewtwo. I am very much a fan of the Incineroar GX. There's a lot of games in testing where I just, of course, use the attack, get a KO, for instance. Then the opponent strikes back with a 2-shot. They attack my Mew and Mewtwo, and I'm saying like, oh yeah, now I'm gonna use my GX move. Bam, and that's gonna be Incineroar GX, which automatically one-hit KOs anything in the format with that insane Darkness Tornado GX. Anyhow, let me know what you think about Mew and Mewtwo Tag Team GX in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the list, be sure to demolish the like button, subscribe for more content. I still have 10 more deck profiles to go for post-rotation, so if you want to stay prepared for Worlds or the next format, definitely be sure to subscribe so you don't ever miss any single deck profile. Anyhow, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.